Andrew, thank you so much for coming on. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's exciting.
Awesome. So, Andrew, I just looked over your stats and you're doing really, really well. So, as I mentioned, you got
Mhm.
a 100K account, which is awesome. And you are now, well, you'll be tomorrow eligible for a payout of around $4,300, give or
Correct.
take. So, really good. That's, 4% gain on 100K. That's absolutely amazing. But I would love to know, especially for the viewers as well, where did it all start for you trading wise?
Trading wise, I first got into forex in about 2018. Single dad raising two girls, and I'm a teacher by trade, an economics teacher by trade, actually.
Nice.
And I needed supplemental income to raise my kids.
Yeah.
So it was really out of necessity more than anything. And I took some trading classes, and kind of my background with economics sort of lent to that. And a lot of the things I started looking at first kind of lent to that as well. I leaned more towards like fundamental trading and things of that nature because that's what I was really familiar with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I needed it was survival, honestly, for
Wow.
my kids and I. So yeah, it was out of necessity, and it was a struggle at first. I mean, it did not go well. I felt like early on, if I could get anything to help, uh, just to help in any way, whether it's literally groceries or anything like that, it was great. I felt like to the point that some months, if I broke even, that was actually a winning month for me, just because it
Yeah.
was it was hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of ups and downs with it, and I think I've progressed pretty well to the point. But yeah, it's not necessarily a traditional route. People kind of do this as a side hustle and stuff like that. And I absolutely did as a side hustle, but it really was out of necessity raising two little girls by myself.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. And you know what? That even more respect to you because most people start because, they just want to make extra money. Like you said,
Right.
they're not really that dependent on whether they lose, win. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make that much of a
Yeah.
difference to their life, right? But out of necessity, that added pressure, that must be 10
Yeah.
times
And
harder.
it lent itself because I could do it at home. And
Yeah.
it's not like I could take, as a teacher, you get the summers off. And if I were to pick up a second job in the summer, well, now I'm just away from my kids when they're off school. So that's more money for care for them.
Yeah.
And I can't pick up a second job in the afternoons because that's more money and care for them. So it was something that I really kind of had to. It was something I had to do it. I had to try at least.
Yeah. I
So
mean, no, fair play to you. I mean, that's really probably one of the most humble reasons to get into forex as well, I would say,
yeah,
or get into trading as a whole.
I
Um,
appreciate it.
Most people get in for the Lamborghinis,
Yeah, and
and
there's nothing wrong with that.
no, of
There's
course not.
absolutely no. There's nothing wrong with that. And I do okay today. So it's
Yeah,
uh, that's just sort of the genesis of it. So
yeah. No,
come a
that's
long
really
way.
good. That's really good. So you started in 2018.
Yep.
Naturally, it takes every trader quite a while to actually get somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where did it start just clicking for you? Like where you started realizing, okay, I can actually make money and this is a real thing for me.
Yeah, I would say when the pandemic rolled around, I was able to. I mean, everything shut down, schools shut down, so I was
Yeah.
home, and I was able to kind of really. That's when I started to branch out outside of like fundamental stuff. I started to learn the technicals because I had time, and I would open up like paper trading and different kind of demo accounts. Just kind of working on things, and honestly, that just gave me the time. The markets were crazy at the time as
Yeah.
well, and I was I kind of used some of that experience here recently as well, with people kind of looking at the yen and Swiss franc as sort of safe haven currencies and stuff like that. I normally trade gold. I kind of experienced, I dabbled with the yen then, had success with it. We kind of move out of pandemic, but the market's changed forever at that point. So things sort of fundamentals were more, I don't want to say out the window, but I felt like a lot more people came into trading, and a lot more people came into trading at that point were technical traders.
Yeah.
So I felt like technical trading started to win out. Even if the fundamentals matched up, so many people were trading technicals. Ultimately, that's what drove the markets. So I
Yeah.
kind of had to adapt at that point as well. Um, so I think once I started to kind of learn the technical side of stuff, that I started to see pretty good results. I would chase trades though, and I'm still kind of not great at it. You lose a trade, and I can chase it, I can get it back, and or
Yeah.
DCA or even martingale stuff I've kind of toyed around with, and
Yeah.
yeah, I guess once I kind of started hammering into technical stuff, I started to become a little more successful with it.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. Like you said as well, I mean, the pandemic, yeah, the markets were crazy during that time, and you're absolutely right. Like a whole new generation of people joined the
Yeah,
trading world. It really popped off,
yeah.
especially on social media. I mean, pre-pandemic, forex was a thing, obviously, naturally, but well, on Instagram or any social media site, you never really saw that much about it. And then after the
No,
pandemic, every other post
everywhere,
was just trading related.
everywhere. And it's everybody had the extra time, I guess, or the extra money, like a stimulus check. Now you got stimulus checks, so you've got a little extra
Right.
disposable income. You
Yeah.
drop that in there. I did. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a perfect storm of a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, and we're paying the price now, but is what it is.
Yeah. And I think the crypto market during that time really blew up with
Yeah, I actually got pretty heavy into DeFi because I started doing pretty well. So I started to diversify a little bit, and DeFi started to explode a little bit, and started to kind of get into that, different protocols, things of that nature. So I'm really experienced in crypto as well, but it's very volatile.
oh yeah.
um, which gold is too. Gold is too, but I don't think to the level that crypto
No, yeah.
crypto is. So
Yeah, I mean gold definitely moves a lot. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean it still scares me, gold. Like I'm
Oh,
very
it
cautious
does.
with gold,
Yeah, and I
but
moved away from it recently because I mean it was everything was to the upside, but man, sometimes it just took like one tweet or something like that,
mm.
and things just went the opposite for me. And I was like, man, let me get out of gold for a little bit. Let me kind of reset. So I moved into the yen, kind of like, hey, the markets are going to be like this. We're going to have sorry, could you hear that? That's my
No,
son is knocking like crazy.
no, it's fine, it's fine.
I moved into the yen recently, kind of like, this is kind of a safe haven. I feel like we're in this market with the administration we have now. This is going to kind of lend itself. There's a lot of obviously discussion with China and things like that, Asian markets, tariff
Yeah,
talk. Let me kind of dabble in the safe market of the Asian
yeah,
markets with the yen and just kind of explore that a little bit and kind of be ultra conservative with it.
yeah,
So that's kind of how I've been using it the last few weeks. And that's what I've done really well. I'm going to ride that wave until I can't. So
absolutely. Well,
we'll
yeah, I
see.
mean, I think what you did is a smart move. When markets are really volatile, like I like to trade the indices, mainly S&P 500, and whoa,
Okay.
during April, whew,
Yeah, I
it
know.
was dangerous.
Yes. Yep.
I gotta say, there was a bit of luck on my side to get me through that
Well,
month. But
there's not. I've had plenty of. All traders need luck. Gotta have luck.
but you're absolutely right. To move to something that's currently more stable and more structured and not as volatile is probably a smart idea. And I think that's your
Yeah.
economic side coming out there as a
Right.
teacher,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that in itself is a form of risk management, I would say. Risk
Yep.
management can take many forms. It
Yeah.
doesn't always just be, risk reward ratio or anything like that. It can take many forms. Even deciding not to trade is a form of risk management, right? So, yeah, no, it's a really smart move to move to the yen now. And once, you know, the 90-day
I,
tariff talk is over and
Tariff talk,
everything
or
goes,
or once the Fed decides to drop rates, and I think they're running out of excuses. I think the markets will that'll balance the markets out a little bit from everything else.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happens. It's a really kind of unique time, but until
yeah,
then, I'm gonna play it safe,
yeah.
and then
No,
we'll see.
that's the right way to do it. Absolutely. Play it safe. At the end of the day, the goal is to make money. You'd
Yeah,
rather have 4% at the end of the month than -4. So,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Um, I want to move on very quickly
Mhm.
regarding your strategy. So I'm
Okay.
guessing when you started out, you were more of a swing position trader, considering you did mostly fundamentals,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Fundamentals, some news trading, a lot of news trading actually. CPIs were big days.
Mm,
Any kind of Fed minutes coming out, like anything like that was really big. Um, but I kind of I moved away from that. So
yeah.
today I kind of I'm trying to merge a bunch of different things. Normally I'll trade off of moving averages. You get
Hmm.
cross moving averages, you get moving averages, you get candles dropping below. Um, you can get to basic things like engulfing candles, man. That's a big one for me. If you kind of see an engulfing candle and my moving averages are starting to kind of match up a little bit,
Yeah.
you've got a money position there. That's been something since day one, even with the
Yeah.
fundamental stuff. You can overbuy or oversell an asset, then you know that's a huge trigger. And yeah, I've been playing around a little bit with accumulation and distribution volume stuff, and I'm not using it as an indicator, but I kind of use it as confirmation. I'm sort of going back on trades and looking at that and saying, that did kind of spike there, that kind of dip there. That's sort of confirmation. So I'm trying to kind of figure how I can incorporate that. I'm
Yeah.
using it more like as confirmation post trade, but if I can figure a way to kind of put that kind of into the analysis,
Hmm.
I think it would be really good. Um,
Absolutely.
but it's still more to look at. But a lot of the moving averages stuff, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do that, but I try to play
Yeah.
around with the numbers on it. I don't want to use standard 5,200 EMAs and things of that nature. I'll play around with those,
Yeah.
back test it a little bit, kind of look, say, hey, they're crossing here. All right, my RSI matches up. Start at a higher time frame, kind of
Yeah.
work my way down. Because now I'm dealing with Asian markets sort of changed my hours a little bit to where I'm now looking in the evening at the start of Tokyo
Hmm.
trading, which is fine because I have a baby son now, and he's got his days and nights mixed up, which actually kind of
Okay.
lent itself to it as well. So I'm kind of up at night. So I'm like, this is a perfect storm. I can be up with Asian market right into London time, and it just kind of sort of plays out that way now. But I
Yeah.
do I do manage it. Before with gold and stuff, you'd have a pretty good idea. You drop a stop loss, you put your take profit, you just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
And with this one, I don't, because I'm not. It's a new strategy that I'm kind of working with. I haven't traded this pair in a while. I'm actively watching these charts, so it can be kind of longer nights. But
Yeah.
the baby's crying anyway, so I just have the computer there, give him a bottle, rock. We watch it together, so we're good.
That's ultimate multitasking right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, but that's
Trading's
awesome.
just I'm just now that I'm thinking about it, I guess trading is centered on my kids, which is
Yeah.
probably not the fundamental or technical you want, but it is what it is.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's got to match, your when you're actually free, when you can actually focus on the charts,
Yeah,
of course, it's important, right? Um,
yeah,
but it sounds like your strategy is actually very simple. And
yeah.
that's not a
Pretty
bad thing
simple.
at all. That's not a
No,
bad thing at all.
and it's probably more simplified because I haven't traded the yen in a while, so it's like let me just get back to all right. Let me look at my moving averages. What's the candles looking like? Um, Man, I feel like I always kind of get screwed on stuff. Like the hardest thing looking at candles for me is like taking into account the wicks.
Hmm.
Like, okay, how are we? I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
So I'll try to match everything up best I can. But I do actively kind of look at it right now.
Yeah.
Where gold, I would just kind of let it go. But then it just got too volatile and I didn't feel comfortable because I would still be checking the charts with gold and saying, and I'd cut the trade early or
Yeah.
so.
No, I
Yeah, I
totally
don't.
get it. But it's good sometimes just to have a simple strategy because we find as well. I mean, I've interviewed so many different traders, spoke to so many different traders, and one thing, well, not just one thing, but this is something they all had in common is that the moment they simplified their strategy and their charts,
100%.
their success rate
100%.
went up. And
Uh,
because it's not about trying to be right every time. It's just about sticking to one principle or one theory
yep.
and showing that, okay, it has been proven to work with back testing and just sticking to those rules. And if you can
And
rinse and
you be
repeat
right
that,
more often than not.
yeah, it's
Yep.
actually, you just need a small edge and stick to
Yes,
those risk
exactly.
management. And then all of a sudden it works. The moment you try to
Yeah.
be right all the time, then you end up burning yourself because you just you can't be right all the time. So
No.
having a billion indicators on your chart just will confuse you because you don't know whether to buy or sell in this moment. You have no idea what's going on then.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. You're absolutely right. Even as simple as a moving average can be so much more better than a
Oh,
hundred
it
different
can't. And
indicators.
I've watched YouTube videos where people are throwing up like parabolic stars and all that, and I'm like, I don't even know how that works. I don't even know what you're measuring right now. So
Yeah,
yeah, I just try to keep it. And I guess part of that is because I got into technicals later. That's not how I learned initially. So
yeah,
it's just added on. It's not. I mean, it's how I trade now primarily. But I still have kind of fundamental in the back of my head. It sort of drives things for me.
yeah, absolutely. No, that's really good. Glad that you have kept it simple. You're targeting good numbers. You're doing really well. But I would like to move on to the other half of the equation,
Oh,
the
sure.
part that is probably the hardest when it comes to trading, and that's psychology, right? You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you're not psychologically, sticking to the rules, damn, you can. It doesn't matter how good your strategy is. Eventually, you'll always end up getting burnt. So, I guess how did you overcome the psychological part?
Oh, man, I'm not sure I can sit here and tell you I 100% have.
Mm,
Um, you mentioned my payouts about $4,300 or so.
yeah.
Uh, if you would have if you would have said that number 3 days ago, it was probably 5,100.
Mm,
And I took a bad trade and I questioned it.
yeah.
And I knew that my payout was coming up, and I thought, I'll take this trade. Let me go ahead and try to push it. And I mean, I guess it was selfish on my part, maybe. I'm not sure I would have taken that trade in a different like a week ago. I'm not sure
Yeah.
I would have taken it. I think I was trying to take it to just, hey, let me try to squeeze out a little bit more than I can. I end up losing. So,
Yeah.
and I cut it early. I said, this is not going well. And it could have been way worse. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I don't know. I struggle with that. I honestly struggle with it. I think kind of one of the main turning points that I had is I had a really good month where I made about $18,000.
Wow.
And so to me, I was like, this is $18,000 extra liquidity, extra margin.
Yeah.
And so I started taking bigger lot sizes. I started, chasing extra trades I wouldn't necessarily chase. And I didn't wipe it all out, but the vast majority of it. And so from that point forward, I said, I'm gonna just stick to like a 2% trade.
Hmm.
If I can get 2%, I'm good. If I'm actively looking at the chart and I feel like I can squeeze out more, I'll let it run, but I'm right there to cut it if I have to.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't want to risk more than 1%, just the volatility of the markets and trading the yen. I feel like I'm doing good at that. I'll walk
Yeah.
away 2%, and just having the wherewithal to walk away is, I feel like either scenario, you have good success, you feel like you can keep the trades going, and
Mm,
you can kind of fall into bad habits, or you have no success, so then you start trying to chase trades to make the money up.
yeah.
And um, I still struggle with that. Not as bad. I can confidently just be like, hey, today didn't work out. I'll maybe glance at the chart, but I'm just gonna have to wait for, my idea is to wait when Tokyo opens. So I'll wait when Tokyo opens. Give it a couple
Yeah.
hours to settle in. Let's see what it looks like. So I feel like I'm better at walking away from things when things go wrong or they're positive, but I still find myself like the other day kind of being like, maybe if I squint this way and kind of look at it, that works. Uh and kind of get myself in not a good position. But I feel like I'm pretty good at recognizing it now, just kind of
Yeah.
over time, like, hey, this is not playing out how I thought. Let me cut this trade now.
Yeah.
Just take the loss at whatever it is.
I think no, you're absolutely right. I don't think anyone truly ever overcomes it and becomes a complete robot.
No.
We're always going to be human. There's always going to be some level of attachment to what we're doing, right? But I think you're being a little bit hard on yourself. Like, sure, you forced to trade a little bit, trying to squeeze out a little bit more profit. But also at the same time, you cut the trade early when you realized, nah, this
Yeah.
isn't working. So there's good and bad. There's good in the bad decision as well. Do you see what I mean? Like, I mean, everything you said there is completely normal, right? Like, we all battle that every single day. Even probably, I don't know, the top traders in the world probably still to some degree battle with it.
Yeah.
Um, but as long as you know you're never going to break the rules to the point where you're just going to wipe everything out or lose all your money. As long as you know you got that control over yourself where you're not going to go that far into it,
Yeah.
you'll be all right, and you'll get better over time, and that's just natural. So I think you're doing really well. I mean, 4% is a great target for a
Appreciate it.
month. It really is. Like,
Yeah.
in fact, and I always say this, we're more impressed by people who can consistently do 4, 5% a month, even 3%, it doesn't matter, than the people who randomly do like 40% in 1 month. Because
Yeah.
while it is impressive, yes, 40% is amazing, but it's no one ever replicates that
No.
consistently. No one ever does that. So there was luck involved in in getting that 40%. But if you can do 4% a month consistently, that's
Oh,
not any more luck. That's skill. And that's
that's
something
good.
we can analyze and, we can actually, our algorithms can copy over and do all the stuff. And those are the traders we want to have, the people who are consistently
Yeah.
profitable. So, yeah, no, your stats, they're looking really good. And I'm sure you'll only
Thank you.
improve over time. So,
Thank you. Well, I hope. Well, it just takes one tweet. We'll see.
yeah, now part of trading is looking at Twitter, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Never, if you'd have told me when I first started in 2018, it would be so dependent on like Twitter and things like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but
Yeah, I would never have
it's the
believed it
world.
either. But
No.
who knows? Who knows? Great signal provider, Twitter. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, right. Yes, that's all it is. They just need to have an indicator now, a Twitter indicator you can put on.
That's not a
Incoming
bad
tweet.
idea, actually.
Yeah,
The
maybe it
moment
should
it
be
comes
one,
out,
right?
boom.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, so Andrew, we're going to move on a little bit to Ola Prime itself. So you've obviously, you're funded with us. You're going to get your payout tomorrow. Um, how's your experience been with Ola Prime so far?
Man, it's been awesome so far. I've only just gotten into prop firms within the last year and a half, probably the last year a whole lot, just because I've heard terrible stories about them,
Yeah.
honestly. And I was like, it's just why would I throw money away in a challenge fee? That could be equity I could be using in my own accounts and stuff like that. So um, I tried two other prop firms before, and one of them was just they found every excuse. One of them was okay. They weren't bad. They did not fund in an hour or anything like that. You had to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, and the other one I think was just a scam, and
Yeah.
that's probably my fault for not doing my due diligence. So this go around, I want to say I saw an advertisement maybe on Instagram or something like that that was advertising the 1 hour pay.
Mm.
And so I said, okay, well, let me learn my lesson and do my due diligence. So I went to Trustpilot and kind of read some reviews. I was like, okay, these people are pretty. And with that stuff, I know there can be fake reviews and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So with anything, and I said, I'm going to give this a shot. And I signed up. Everything's been great. Everything's been very smooth. Very, after you pass phase one, you got credentials pretty soon for phase two. Phase two to funded very quickly. I've had to
Yeah.
chat with your support. Shout out to Manny. She is awesome. Or he, maybe, I'm not sure. I think she's a she. Yeah. She was great. I had a slight little hiccup with news stuff, which I try to avoid. It kind of was kind of bleeding into the time a little bit, and like we'll look at it. and all that kind of stuff. So it got rectified. It's all good. She
That's
was
good.
on top of it. She was awesome. Um, yeah, I haven't had to really chat with them a ton. I've chatted with them just asking general questions, just like, hey, how does this, can you kind of explain a little bit more on the scaling plan? Or if I got another account, am I allowed to manage two account? Like how much capital are you allowed to manage? Just kind of general questions like
Yeah,
that I honestly could go to the FAQs for, but they were super quick responding. So I was like, hey, they're right there. Why not chat with them?
yeah.
But they've been great. It's been great. I'm super excited to request a payout tomorrow, and let's put the 1 hour to the test. Yeah, it's by far been the best prop firm experience. Not that I have a ton of experience, but it's by far been the best. That's why I was interested in talking to them. Like, how much capital can I manage with y'all at a time? Because I don't even want to mess with anybody else. This I feel like this is like a legitimate business. Like we're partners at this point. That's kind of how I felt talking to them. It's like we're gonna figure this out. Let's talk about this,
Yeah.
and it's just been awesome. It's been great. This is even the interview. This has been fun too. So
Oh, thank you, thank you.
uh, it's been good.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome to hear that you've had so far a really good experience. Like the support is all in-house as well.
Oh yeah,
So 24/7 round the clock. Obviously different shifts. It's not just the same
yeah,
people.
right,
They are allowed to go home, but
right.
but yeah, and the 1 hour payouts you'll see tomorrow. I'm sure. Time it as well. Time it. Let
Okay.
us know if you're in Discord. I don't know if you're if you have Discord, but if you haven't
I
joined
don't
our
I don't
Discord,
really have a Discord.
okay.
No.
But
I'll put it in Trustpilot though. How about that? I'll
yeah,
throw it
go
up in
on,
there for sure.
time it and yeah, let us know because it's always pretty cool. But but yeah, no, we're really happy to have you on board. Like I said, we want traders like yourself. I mean, people who do like 40% and then minus 7% and then 10% who are all like up and down. It's hard to
Yeah.
track, hard to get their data, and kind of hard to know how much to bet on these people, right? When
Yeah.
we trade with our capital. Someone who's consistent, we know exactly, right. Andrew's most likely going to achieve 3 to 4% based on all the data. We know what to bet on you, and that is the clientele that ultimately makes that we want, So keep
Mhm.
doing what you're doing, keep smashing it. You're doing absolutely amazing. I guess the
Thank
last
you.
question before we wrap
Uh-huh.
it up is naturally a lot of people watching this are going to be people who wish they were in your position, right? Being funded, get to the
Yeah.
payout stage, etc. Right? What would be one bit of advice you could give to anyone watching who's currently struggling?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Uh, walk away. What, like, if seriously, if you win, just walk away for the
Yeah,
day. You can, if you look at charts for too long, you can talk yourself into anything.
yeah,
If you lose, walk away. That's that, and I struggle with that. But I think once you can kind of manage the mental side of stuff, or at least get a grasp on it, like I feel so bad today that I blew nearly $18,000 when it was just there, and all I had to do was just walk away. But I talked myself into stuff that I had this extra equity. You know, just if practice, I guess just if just and that takes practice too. I guess I don't necessarily I don't think I didn't practice walking away, but
yeah,
when you get demo accounts and you're practicing strategies and you're practicing all this stuff, you can practice walking away
mm,
too. So um, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm really kind of like if I hit my trades, I'm good.
yeah,
Let's There's no point. Let's start again tomorrow. Let's get fresh eyes. Let's look. And if it's not there tomorrow, don't force it. Just walk away.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I guess that's the biggest piece. I don't Easier said than done.
yeah,
And you'll never be able to 100% do it, but if you can more often than not, you'll probably be okay.
absolutely. No, 100% agree. Walking away, knowing when to quit, knowing when you're ahead, all
Yeah.
very and very important. Over trading never works out.
Never works out.
Yeah, I mean, if you really struggle, like I know a lot of traders, including myself, we all have that secret account. We call it a bully account, casino account, little bit of money in it where we just don't care about. And if you have that urge
Yeah.
just to do something silly, do it on that
Right.
account. You know, the
Yeah.
account you abuse for no reason, just for fun,
Right.
to kind of feed that side that traders have, where you want to be engaged in the markets. But on the account that pays your bills, treat that, never touch it,
Yeah.
stick to the rules. Yeah, that's probably one thing I can imagine. I know quite a few traders do that, so that usually helps. But Andrew, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much for joining, sharing your story, your strategy, your experience with Ola Prime. It's been really a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm very happy. I look forward to continuing this, and then once I scale this thing up, let's do it again.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When you hit whichever targets, I mean, you got
Yeah.
100K now. I'm sure you'll probably. I'm guessing you're going to go for another challenges, or are you just looking to scale?
Yeah, with this payout, I plan on getting another challenge. Yeah, and I'm
Awesome.
still kind of toying around how to do. Do I use that challenge to get back into gold and test that back out? Has it been enough time? Is it not? I don't know, but we'll see.
Well,
But
I'm
yeah,
sure you'll make the right decision, whatever it is. And yeah, definitely when you hit, whatever milestones, um, we'll do this again, do another interview, give the
for
viewers an
sure.
update, see how Andrew is getting along. That'd be awesome. But
All right,
yeah,
I appreciate
I'll
it.
I'll leave you be. Thank you so much for coming on again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And thank you to the viewers as well for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of our trader stories, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on channel notifications, share it with your friends, click all the buttons you see on the screen, pretty much, as that's really does help us out. If you haven't yet joined our Discord, go ahead, click in the description down below. You'll see a join our Discord button. It's completely free to join. It's a community full of like-minded traders like yourself. We have live AMA sessions of our trading coaches, exclusive competitions, all sorts of good stuff on there that you'll only find on Discord. So it's well worth joining. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Andrew, for coming on. And we'll see you
Thank you.
again very soon. Take care.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.